champions of political professional wrestling, the American Adversaries.
Welcome back to the show, folks. That's right. You got the American Adversaries 3-hour Sunday evening classic tour starting the second hour of the show. Don't forget, during this hour of the show, we'll be doing our Who Said That contest, so keep that phone close and handy at 407-774-8255. I'm Christopher Hart, along with Aubrey Kahn. We also have Carl Jackson in the studio, and General Lucas Paris has put the Pariscope on top of some cheese balls.
He's not a cheesehead, he's a cheese ball.
That's right. Jeff Siddons is on the bridge, and let's see, Sunny, our California Globe girl, who's in Louisiana, will join us later on in the show. By the way, there's some news out of Louisiana we'll talk about a little bit later on in the show, too. And I know we can keep going round and round about this Trump thing, but I know, Carl, you had some stuff you wanted to do for your corner, so why don't we get to that right now?
All right, basically, I just wanted to share with you guys the new trends as far as Facebook is concerned, and you can see who's still gaining as far as the grassroots support is concerned. Obviously, Trump, the last time I looked at this was exactly 3 weeks ago, excuse me. And so since then, Trump has gained tremendously. He's gained 300,000 new Facebook likes, new Facebook supporters, and if you've heard this segment before, then you know that I believe those that are committed to Facebook are committed to their candidate. So it's kind of the way, and honestly, it plays out in the polls. I mean, social media is the new poll. I believe social media is a better indicator of what's going to happen than what's happening in these national polls, because they're going around and they're polling a lot of people that aren't necessarily committed. They are to a party, but by the time the primary comes around, I'm not so sure. When you go onto Facebook, you find people that are fighting for their guy. So I trust social media more than I trust the polls out there, just to be frank. And the numbers play out oftentimes, oddly enough. Okay, so here's the deal. So Trump has gained, since the last time that we spoke about this, he's gained over 300,000 supporters, give or take, on Facebook. Carson has gained 350,000. He's still gained more, although he's trending down in some of the national polls. He still has his grassroots support, and he's still gaining strong there. So they're not going anywhere.
Real quick, Carl, can you give us the total numbers?
Yeah, absolutely.
On Facebook?
Okay, so the total number that Trump has is 4,427,637. And I got to be honest with you, it's part of my reasoning as to why I was arguing Ben Carson would overtake the #1 spot a few weeks ago. I no longer think that, obviously, with things trending down, because his numbers, even though they're high, they aren't picking up as quickly as they were. So this plays out. Ben Carson is at 4,854,057,000. And keep in mind, people like Trump, Rand Paul, and Mike Huckabee already had well over Trump over a couple million. So when you look at these numbers, you have to consider some of these candidates are doing very well. A lot of them are doing much better than the last time around, oddly enough. Cruz, he's at 1,606,071,000. Now that doesn't sound like a lot, does it? Because the numbers drop off tremendously. But Cruz has gained 84,000 since the last time I looked. And if you guys recall, he was gaining 15,000, 16,000, 10,000. So Cruz is really starting to gain some traction. Rubio, too, surprised me, quite honestly. He gained 53,000 since the last time. He's at 1,133,246 as of tonight, and that was a couple of hours ago, so I'm sure it's grown even more since then. Jeb Bush hasn't done much of anything at all, but he has done much more than he had been doing previously. So I know this sounds like pittance in comparison, but he's gained 8,000, and as sorry as that sounds, that's way better than what he was gaining. Literally, there were weeks that I was counting where he was gaining 600.
Wow.
So if you consider that, hey, you know, it is what it is.
Boy, that's still a long way to go.
Yeah, Rand Paul has gained 5,000 since the last time, and he's one of the ones I've spoken about. He has great grassroots support at 2,074,276. But you know, he's only gained 5,000 in the last few weeks. John Kasich, he's gained 3,000 in the last few weeks, and I don't know why. I know that seems like a low number, but I'm surprised he gained that many, to be quite frank. Huckabee has surprisingly gained 6,000, and he's up at 1,858,436. Now keep in mind, he already has support from his last campaign and from his TV show, but still, as low as 6,000 seems, it's much better. All of these candidates that I've named thus far are doing much better than they were. So it shows that they're putting some effort when it comes to social media. And where Trump is so effective too, you got to love about the guy. It's kind of like the tombstone. You have your date of birth and your date of death, and what really matters is the dash in between.
Right.
Trump does a great job of the work in between the debates. I'm noticing Cruz starting to do a lot more media, a lot more social media as well, and it's starting to, you know, happen for him. Same thing with Rubio. So these candidates, they get it, that their numbers are growing. Fiorina, she surprised me. She got 23,000 new Facebook likes, which I gotta tell you, I thought she was pretty much gone and done. To see that actually surprised me. So that may seem low in comparison to some of the others, but she rounded out in the top 5. Once again, it's been the same consistent 5 for a very long time. Trump, Carson, Cruz, Rubio, and Fiorina. We have Chris Christie, who gained 5,000, much more than he's gained in the past. Lindsey Graham and Pataki, it's ridiculous. Graham has gained 900 in the last 3 weeks. Pataki has gained 200. Why they're still in the race? I understand that Graham has a point to prove as far as the military is concerned. I think he's proved that, and I think there's plenty of capable people in the race right now where he can comfortably get out, and he doesn't have to.
Well, I'm going to be surprised if we don't see at least a couple or 3 more of these guys get out before the primary actually starts. I wouldn't be surprised if they get out maybe prior to the next debate, because I understand the next debate is going to reduce the field even more on stage. If I'm not mistaken, we'll find out.
That would be a good thing.
As long as they don't, if they're in there, they deserve to have the speaking in some form fashion. And don't eliminate them altogether, just put them on the lower card. You know, but certainly they need to make it a more even let's just say give the real players more.
I think the top 6 should be on the debate. And you know, when
that would probably be enough.
You talk about the Facebook polls.
Yeah,
they're pretty much borne out by the Ohio polls, you know, from the battleground tracker.
Okay.
Because it's showing Trump at 30%, Cruz at 21, Carson at 19, Rubio at 11, Bush at 5, Fiorina at 4, and then everyone else at 2 or lower.
Okay, I got to be honest with you. That poll surprised me. That's good news for everyone that's under Trump. I had no idea they were polling that high in Ohio.
Yeah, New Hampshire's a little different. Trump's at 32, Rubio at 13, Carson 10, Cruz 10, Kasich 8, Bush 6, Fiorina 6, Ron Paul at 6, Christie at 5, everyone else at 1% or less.
Let me just ask this question real quick. Have you guys, I know you guys have considered a broker convention. I'm not necessarily convinced that it'll go that far.
Right.
But are you impressed with Cruz's organization? The fact that he's already organized in Guam, Puerto Rico, Hawaii, where else has he organized? The Virgin Islands, every place imaginable. They say if it goes to a broker convention, he's going to do a lot of damage, but they've never seen organization.
Right. Well, of course, it depends on who has the delegates when he gets to the broker convention. Certainly, he could go in with, say, the 3rd place number of delegates and play kingmaker role. There's no question about that. the establishment thinks it's going to be over before then, or at least a number of people in the establishment do, and maybe that's wishful thinking on their part.
I kind of do too, honestly, but I just thought it was pretty.
Yeah, they think that it will, of course, not be Donald Trump. But here's the problem for the establishment, is that Ted Cruz is not going away either. And the establishment candidate, I guarantee you, ain't Ted Cruz. It's Rubio, and it was Bush, but now that Bush is fading and fading fast, Rubio has come up, and he has definitely staked out that ground for himself. And there's no question about the fact that he is the establishment candidate. I've talked about this on the show before. He's not a Tea Party candidate, never was.
No, never.
No, but he was sold as a Tea Party candidate. But he, like you were talking about a while ago, he gets to Washington and he doesn't really do Tea Party things. And now he's trying to promise us these things. See, this is where I think that as I said, in another election year, everything you said about Donald Trump, I would say, yeah, you're absolutely right. But in this particular election year, and I wanted to get to these polls, the public is in such a sour mood that anybody that's got a P behind their name, not a D or an R, but a P, as in terms of politician, practicing politician, is in big trouble. For instance, the United States does think that we are at war with radical Islam by a 2-to-1 percentage, 66 to 29%. That's an ABC national poll. They disapprove of the president by 54 to 40% margin. That's his largest disapproval rate since he on handling terrorism since he's been in office. The Fox poll shows by, once again, a 2/3 to 1/3 margin, the public wants no Syrian refugees in this country. And, of course, the polls that say whether we're on the right track or the wrong track are still overwhelmingly saying that we are on the wrong track. So the public is in a sour, nasty mood. And that's why a guy who at least is portrayed as having a sour, nasty attitude like Donald Trump, I think, is sort of history is on his side. Anyway, we'll pick this up on the other side of the break. That's right, folks. You got the American Adversaries. Please don't go away.